you are a business owner and you don't have any FAQ documentation on your website, you probably should. Now, frequently asked questions pages are really important for consumers because they can get information without having to go through someone, without having to ask anyone about that. But if you don't have that information at hand right away, that's not a problem. A lot of businesses don't because they're in early stages or they're growing super fast and they just don't have the time to do it. And I'll show you a very easy and simple way that you can start creating FAQ documentation without having to put much effort into it. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Paiva and I'm super passionate about creating AI solutions for businesses, especially on the sales and marketing side of things. And recently I had a client with this exact problem. They didn't have any FAQ documentation for us to feed into a customer support chatbot. Now that business is really dynamic and has information coming in from a lot of different sources, from their salespeople, their CS team, and many other sources as well, like their developing team as well. So we were trying to find a quick and easy way to set up a channel for people to just send their frequently asked questions to one centralized place so we can start gathering that information and eventually feed that into a customer support chatbot so customers can get that information a lot more easily and, more importantly than anything, not waste anyone's time in the process. So to solve that problem, I built an automation that simply takes information coming in from an email profile. Essentially, if you have any interactions with the customer, you can just forward that interaction to a specific email, and that is gathered, interpreted by ChatGPT, and eventually added to an Airtable base where all the FAQ information will be stored. So for a quick demo, here we have an email exchange that was obviously fake for the purposes of this video. I'm not going to share my client's emails over here, that I sent it from two different addresses to myself. So the first email just says, "Hi Ben, I just bought a leather jacket from your website and I was wondering what the return policy is." And then the answer is, "Thank you for the purchase. Our return policy allows for a full refund within 30 days of purchase, provided the jacket is unworn and returned in its original packaging." So what we do here in this scenario, we are using this account, right? The only thing that we need to do is to forward this message to our other account. So over here, I'm just gonna click on the account that we're gonna send this to. All right, so here we're gonna send to this other account, which is the account connected to our automation. And I'm gonna say, "Please add this to our FAQ populator." And I'm gonna send this right away. All right, so once we send this, and actually the message is sent to our FAQ populator, just as a quick context, our FAQ populator is just a simple table here on Airtable, and we're gonna have spaces for our question, our answer, the category of that question, the contributor who added the question, and the date that was added. And in terms of the make automation, this is the setup that we have over here. And don't worry about it, guys. I'm gonna go on step by step on how to build this for yourselves as well. I'm just gonna click on run once, but when this automation is on, it runs every time, like every 15 minutes or whenever we receive a new email, and it does this whole process for us. So as you saw on the screen, the automation actually just ran in a matter of a few seconds. And from here on, we can go back to our FAQ populator, and we'll see that our question automatically populated. So what's your return policy? And then the answer over here, if we expand on this record, talks about our return policy for refund is within 30 days of purchase, provided the jacket is unworn and returned in its original packaging. So as you can see, this automatically populated our table, and the whole idea here is just whenever you have a new interaction with a customer, you just forward this message to the new email address that you just set up, and it will automatically populate this FAQ view over here. Now, this is really useful because, like I said before, you can use this just to set up a page on your website, but you can also use this to continuously improve the answers that your AI chatbot, for example, is going to be giving on your website, your customer support chatbot. So now that you've seen how this system works, let me walk you through step by step on how to actually build one of these for yourself. So the first step that you want to do is actually to open Airtable. So let's hop into the computer. Now here is a brand new table that I opened without any information in it, and I just call this table FAQ for video, and I include a shopping cart here. Now it's always fun to include icons because it makes it a lot easier for you to spot this table within your other Airtable databases. For those of you who are not familiar, Airtable is essentially a super powered Google Sheets. It's a database system that we can use to do a lot of interesting things. Now for our purposes, we're going to use a really simple purpose for this type of database, but it's going to connect to other sheets and it's going to make sense at the end as well. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have an empty sheet with just one column, one row, and pretty much nothing else. In fact, we don't even have a row here. We would need to add it. But I just opened a brand new one to walk you guys literally step by step. And essentially here, we're going to want a few different columns, right? We already have a column for a question. Now I want to include a column for answer of that question. And I'm actually going to include it as a long test, just in case the answer is a bit longer. Then here, I'm going to include a category, and a category, I'm going to include a single select. And the idea behind here is that, for example, if you have a retail business, like the example that I gave, or like an e-commerce business, you can categorize your questions based on specific topics. So maybe one question is about the product, maybe another question is about the return policy, and maybe another question is about shipping information. And we can add like those three broad categories over here. Obviously, if other categories make more sense for your business, make sure to keep that in mind. This will just help us stay more organized. Now, one thing that would be really good for us to know in this scenario is not only to know what the question, answer, and category is, but also to know who contributed to that answer, right? And for that, we're going to need to create a linked record over here. Now, a linked record is just this thing over here, and I'm going to call this linked record contributor. And I'm going to link it to a new table. As you guys can see, I don't have any other new tables over here at the top. So we're just going to create a new table, and I'm going to title this table contributor as well. And while we're at it, why don't we just go to this new table? As you guys can see, because this is a linked record, it will automatically bring in the FAQ over here. We don't need this information right now, so we can just hide this field, but we can keep their name and maybe their email. So over here, we can just keep on looking for a email, just to make sure that the format is right, and this should be okay. So cool, we could have like name and email, and for example, if I'm doing this for myself, I can add myself like this, and I can add my email here as well, and just keep it like that. So this would be this would help us track who is actually messaging or adding specific types of information to our FAQ. Now, another thing that is good to keep in mind is not only who added, but when they added that information, right? So we can add a date added column over here, and we just need to look for date and select date. Now we can include the time zone, not include the time zone, but the only thing that I'm going to select here is the default for the current date as of right now. So this information is always, whenever a new role is created, essentially a new record is created, the information will always be directly attached to the day that that information was added to the system as well. So that is nice. Now that we created the date added information, we can do an interesting thing on the contributor side, which could just be like, one thing that we could add over here is a roll-up function that essentially tells you when was the last FAQ added by that person. So essentially what we need to do is add a rollup, and in this rollup it will be automatically connected to our other field or to our other table, and we just need to click on like date added, and from here we're gonna have to add a quick formula. So instead of having array unique over here, we just need to say max and max values. Now essentially what this column will do, it will just track the last time that we added an FAQ over here, and we can just do the same thing for a bunch of other different people. So if I add Peter Pan over here, and I just put peter@pan.com, it will do the same thing for them, and I can show an example later down the line. Now obviously this might not be super relevant for this type of scenario, just because we're adding FAQs, and tracking when was the last FAQ added by a specific person might not be necessary. But if you're using Airtable, for example, to track lead interactions, or to track a nurture flow that requires someone to call a lead, we could for sure use the same formula to use that type of tracking to see what salespeople or what salesperson reached out to a specific lead the last time. And we can use exactly the same formula. This was just a quick example on how to use a rollup, because I wanted to include that in this video, but it's not going to affect us as much. Now, essentially from over here, you can start adding records, and you'll see that as soon as I create a new record, it will actually auto-populate the date with today's date. And I can say, for example, what is your jacket made of? And the answer could be our jacket is made of legitimate leather or synthetic leather, whatever it could be. And then in the category we could select, for example, a
we could select product, and over here on contributor, we just need to click on ourselves or Peter
Pan. I'll say that Peter added this one. I'll be nice with him. But to do this for every single row and for every single frequently asked question, or maybe a question that's not necessarily frequently asked, but we want people to have access to that information easily, will take a lot of time, right? So let's go and create our automation that actually just does that for us whenever we're having interactions with customers on the fly. So once you have your Airtable system set up, the next step is to go to make.com. And in fact, I made your life a lot easier, and you can just go down to the link in the description below and grab this template over here for free. But if you want to build this yourself, essentially we have 4 main steps over here. The first one is a watch email step. And here you're gonna need to connect your own email account and select what type of emails you want this automation to be watching. In this scenario, I selected one of my emails, and I am looking at all of the emails coming into my inbox with no necessary like additional filter onto that. And then from there, we're gonna add a completion step for OpenAI. So this is essentially doing chatting with ChatGPT or the GPT models through make.com. And if you guys are not familiar with this, I'll show you exactly what our prompt is going to look like. So in terms of prompts, we have one system prompt that says that this system is a world-class email interpreter. And then the second prompt is just the email itself and a quick example of how the questions and answers should be structured. It's important that we keep this portion over here because our next step is going to be reliant pretty much exclusively on this. And if you are building it yourself, every time that you're writing anything over here, this bar will pop up and you can select your text content from your email that you just selected from before. Now, yeah, with that in mind, we can move on to our text parser. Now for our text parser, the module that you want to select is a match pattern. And over here, once you do connect your match pattern, the thing that you need to write on the pattern itself is this expression over here. I actually didn't write this manually. I asked ChatGPT on what this should look like, and it gave me one that worked quite immediately. Everything else I didn't necessarily change. And at the very end over here on text, I just selected the output from our previous step. And last but not least, just select the create a record module for Airtable and connect your account. There is a really simple step-by-step guide on how to do this on Make, so I'll let you go take a look at that on your own as well. Essentially from here, once you have your connection set up with your authentication and whatnot, you just need to select the base that you're using. So in this scenario, we're using the FAQ video base, the table, which is FAQ, and we select the question and answer coming from our text parser. These are the outputs coming from our text parser. Category, we're gonna leave it blank for now because we don't necessarily have any outputs that determine the category. And the date added, this will be automatically selected for us based on the date that we received the email. So as you guys saw in the demonstration in the beginning of the video, this works flawlessly. It's pretty simple to just add new things to this FAQ populator. What I want to personally do to iterate on this eventually is to create a checking process. So essentially, if you're sending or forwarding an email to this email line and maybe that question already is in the process, like the question that we added, for example, about return policy. Maybe that's already there and someone else is trying to add that again. What I'm gonna do later down the line and maybe make a video about it is to add a checking step where we use an LLM model to check all the answers in our Airtable and see if that already exists. Another thing that I am adding, and I'm excited to show you guys, is actually audio files. So essentially, if you forward a message to this automation with an audio file, it will automatically download it, transcribe it, and turn it into an FAQ portion. Now, there's a bunch of different inputs that we can use to add to Airtable. And to be completely honest with you, this whole video was just to show you some of the key terms and key ideas that we use when it comes to automations, right? Bringing in information from email, adding it to a base, checking the base, using ChatGPT in the step in the middle, and just having that whole thing run on its own. Now, like I said before, there are other use cases that will definitely be a lot more valuable in different scenarios, but I chose this one because it was a really straightforward one for any kind of business to understand. Every business usually has an FAQ, but if yours doesn't, just go ahead and download the Make automation and create one of these ones for yourself. And if you do have FAQ documentation or a chatbot, just use this automation to enhance the performance of that chatbot. And speaking of chatbots, I'll just recommend this video over here that's going to be popping up in the corner, which is a video that I made about Air Canada and their customer support chatbot. And essentially what happened is that they got sued and lost because their chatbot didn't perform the way it was supposed to do. Now, this is an easier way for you to set up a base that's always evolving and always up to date for you to make sure that your chatbot is actually giving out correct information. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you had any ideas of automations or full-on systems that you want to implement in your business, feel free to book a call with me down below. There is a link in the description, and it's completely for free for us to just have a conversation and see if your ideas are even possible to bring to life. Now, that's all that I had for you today. And if you want to improve your business using automation and AI, here are 2 videos that you can go watch right now about that topic. So go ahead, learn a little bit more, and come talk to me whenever you are ready. See you soon.